Do here. I'm going to make an opening statement. Senator Shaheen is. We will then defer to Senator Rubio. Then we'll go, excuse me. He took your chair and thinks he's running the place now, kind of like you did. Anyway, we'll then have your statement, Secretary Rubio, and then we're going to open it up to a round of 5-minute questions. Before we talk any further about what we're going to do, I want to talk a little bit about what we're not going to do. As you know, since I've taken chair of the committee, we have a zero tolerance on any kind of protests, on any kind of attempt by anyone in the audience to contact, influence, or in any way communicate with either the witness or people that are here on the dais. So that includes no signs, no standing up, obviously no shouting or comments. And so you'll be interested to hear, Secretary Rubio, since you were here last time, it's been calm and quiet. We haven't had to run anybody out of here. But if we have a problem, you'll be taken into custody and banned from the coming into this room for the next year. So with that, I would like to say a warm welcome back, Senator Rubio. We're always glad to have you here and so glad you're happy to spend time with us. You've picked up a little bit more responsibility since we saw you last time, but you don't look any worse for the wear, so I think you can handle it. And it's good to have you here again. Under President Trump and your work at the department, this administration has accomplished incredible things in a short period of time. To name a few, a secure border, a ceasefire between India and Pakistan, continued pressure on both the Russians and the Ukrainians to end the war, and the return of American hostages from the clutches of Hamas. You've instituted a return to the office for states' employees and a return to a merit-based hiring system, ensuring the department can deliver for the American people. And of course, the Trump administration has sought to overhaul our federal spending, cutting much of the waste and abuse that wreak havoc on America's bottom line. Indeed, today up here, one of the main concentrations we have of the view is the fact that we're going upside down $1 trillion every 150 or so days. You've done all of these things while maintaining our strong presence abroad. This committee has worked hard in a bipartisan manner to approve 31 nominees for posts here and overseas to make sure you have the staff you need. And we continue to do so because you can't be everywhere at once, and the U.S. must have high-level representation on the world stage. This is important because we face threats from all across the globe. Actors from China to Russia, from North Korea to Iran have united in an authoritarian axis bent on weakening the United States. I believe China is America's greatest long-term competitor. But the previous administration treated China like an ally we disagreed with rather than an aggressor that takes advantage of America and our allies at every level. The Chinese government is fundamentally different from the United States. Where America promotes free markets and innovation, the CCP clamps down on businesses and steals American intellectual property. Where we believe that every person has God-given rights, the Chinese government commits genocide against Uyghurs and other minorities in China and harasses dissidents here in America. We want to work with you to ensure you have the tools you need to counter Chinese influence, including through the Development Finance Corporation and the Millennial Challenge Corporation. To truly counter China, we need to catalyze private sector growth worldwide where we can. As you know, China is not the only threat. Over the last decade, particularly in the last 3 years, Putin's aggression has created the largest security crisis in Europe since the Second World War. President Trump is working diligently to help end this conflict. We need to keep pushing our European allies to increase cooperation on security. Some have already boosted their defense spending to 5%, but many still need to take stronger steps to confront the threats they face from Russia. In the Middle East, even after the president's successful trip, tensions remain high. Hezbollah remains a disruptor to reform in Lebanon. Baghdad must work to disarm Iranian-backed militias. Israel remains under constant threat from Hamas and Iran's other proxies. And we all hope Syria's government lives up to the opportunity you and the president have given the country with sanctions relief. Meanwhile, the maximum pressure campaign this administration is reinstating on Iran is very promising. we stand a real chance at bringing greater stability to the Middle East. I know you and the President will continue this important work. Finally, I greatly appreciate President Trump's efforts to address longstanding issues with our foreign military sales process. Rebuilding our defense industrial base is critical to America's long-term national security, and FMS reform can play a vital role in that effort. However, I should note that many of the problems that plague the FMS process are the result of less than desirable policies and practices at the Department of Defense. It is in our interest to expand our defense production capacity and deliver needed capabilities to our allies. This committee has always worked closely with the administration on foreign military sales, and I know this will continue under your leadership. Secretary Rubio, as you and President Trump remake the State Department, I hope you'll consider this committee a partner and closely collaborate with us. As you bring the department into the 21st century through thoughtful reforms, I hope to finally see implementation of my Secure Embassies Construction Counterterrorism Act and Mission in a Box Act. These laws will help build new embassies easier, faster, and more cost-effectively, consequently freeing our personnel to conduct diplomacy abroad that advances American interests while better positioning the U.S. government to outcompete adversaries like China. Everyone who sits or